is
Oh, yeah.
Fitzy and
Sweet as.
Wippa.
Welcome to the podcast, guys. Lotto is a great topic. Life could be a dream. I mean, your mind runs, doesn't it? And that's the power of advertising, and that's why we're in this commercial space.
I've got a belter of a story in the podcast.
Do you?
This is a beauty, right? Woman has won Lotto. I'll throw this out there. Her and her husband decide we're going to split this within the family. Mm-hmm. But there's certain family members that they're not as close to. But they said, you know what? We're going to set those family members up for life. They decide to organise an event to tell the whole family.
Yep.
You'll find out who rocks up and who doesn't.
I mean, that's kind of 90% of the story, I would have thought. That's kind of, there's no point listening to the podcast.
You don't know. Who's going to rock up?
Well, I'd suggest not everyone.
Well, stick around. It's in the podcast.
The Fitzy and Wippa podcast.
Powerball, what is it, 30 mil? No, 30 mil up for grabs tonight. I told you before earlier in the show as well, how about over in the Philippines, $6 million up for grabs. And one person was quite happy because they got all the numbers. They thought, this is it. You know, and in that moment you go, I wonder how many people, other people, have picked the same numbers as me. You don't want too many.
Worst case, it's 2 or 3, isn't it?
Well, this is the thing. The winning numbers in that one were all divisible by 9. So it was 9, 18, 27, 36, 45 and 54 they go up to, which there's quite a few people that like the division of 9. There was 433 other people, so they only got 13 grand each.
Wow.
But it's still pretty good.
I mean, 13 grand is massive, but at the same time, you'd be sitting there going, you've got to be kidding me. What are the chances? This was my moment.
How's this one? There's a woman who recently won a life-changing sum of money on the Lotto, okay? She's an only child, Sarah, but her partner has 5 siblings. 3 who he's extremely close to, the other 2 not so close. But they all get along, but not so close. Despite this, the lucky couple decided that all 5 would receive a substantial amount of cash, including having their debts paid off, getting a house of their own up to a certain value purchase, plus a lump cash sum to do with as they please. With all this decided, the couple chose a time and a place to announce the happy news, inviting all family members along. Unaware of the win, the 2 siblings that weren't as close decided they had no interest in going to the couple's house for some stupid family get-together, and they didn't rock up.
Serves you right.
So on the day,
Fair enough.
the couple decided, well, there's only 3 siblings that is getting that entitlement. The other 2 can go and get stuff.
Oh, no, I couldn't come because I had a wedding on.
They have been bombarded with texts and phone calls, both from the in-laws and from 2 siblings that chose not to attend, telling them that they were horrid. You've taken away our future. You don't understand what this would have meant to us.
You know, I think it's fair enough. This couple that's won the money, there's obviously a rift there, and they know that it exists within the family with the 2 siblings. Yeah. And so they've decided to extend the olive branch and say, hey, we're opening our doors. Come round for lunch. Yeah. Why don't we all get together as a family? Show how much it means to me. Family and blood is worth more than money. Show how much it means and be there. And they didn't turn up. They can get stuffed in my book. I've said it, mate. I'll go there. I've called it.
I'm fascinated by stuff like this, and it can be a will. I mean, it doesn't have to be a large amount of money as well. But 13, 24, 10. If there was, a Lotto win, or even if it was a will or an inheritance where someone in the family or a friend just missed out.
And you know what I would have done too? If I was the couple and the other sibling, I would have got everybody to text them at the same time to let them know.
Or just send them photos of holidays cash from the Maldives.
Just cash, throwing it up in the air. You missed out. Have a good one.
Oh, Terry's giving us a call from the Central Coast. Good morning, Tez.
Good morning, boys. How are you?
Yeah, good. You had a bad experience with someone who inherited money.
Yeah. So I had a mate that he was staying with us because he had nowhere to go, and he was getting a bit of inheritance from his family. And he said, when I get my money through, I'll look after you. I'll give you something for all your goodwill and all that.
Yeah.
And basically, he got his money and he shot through.
Oh, so you didn't hear from him again, Tez, or?
No.
Oh.
How long did he live with you for, Terry?
A couple of months.
That's dodgy.
Terry,
what a
he
stinker.
may,
Yeah.
did you have a few drinks, celebrating, thinking this is it? He may have woken up the next day and said, I really needed this money, Terry.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, well, we didn't hear anything from him after that. He was like, he said, I'll be back, and, yeah.
How long did you know him for, Terry?
A couple of years.
Time to let him go,
A
Terry.
great moment in the movie Trainspotting where they're all asleep on the ground, remember, and there's just a bag full of money in the middle. Mm-hmm. They're all asleep. And the guy gets up and decides, this could be my moment. I can grab that bag and just leave
go.
my friends forever.
Well, it's like that TV show at the moment. Is it The Bridge? Is that what they called it? Where the person then gets chosen out of the group to finally cross the bridge once it's complete, and they can either keep all the money or share it with the group. What do you do? I mean, I'm on a reality.
Share it.
I'm on a reality show. I'm not going to hang out with these people
No,
again.
you're never going to see them again.
No,
See
but
you
you
later.
share in the event that one day that would be you as
She
the
shared-
group who didn't
Yeah,
get
you
the
know
She
what,
shared
Sarah?
with a few, says,
Yeah.
and then decided to tell the other guy to get stuffed.
It is it's
One guy
karma,
did
Sarah,
like-
and
It
it's a great
is.
lesson for your kids, isn't it? To
Yeah.
run away by yourself and not to share it.
See you later.
shit.
All right,
Get out of town.
All right, 13, 24, 10. Who is the person that missed out on the cash?
Fiona, welcome to the show. How did you?
Hi, how are you?
What's the story you've got for us, Fee?
A story about a friend of my mum's who went to a funeral at one of those places where lots of funerals have to happen at once, and she went into the wrong funeral, and she signed the guest book as she walked in. And when she got in there, she realised she was in the wrong funeral, but there were so few people there, so she felt too bad to leave, so she sat through the funeral and left.
Yeah.
Anyway, a few weeks later, she received a call from a solicitor saying, "You were at this funeral. The person who died has divided their estate equally between anyone who bothered to go to a funeral." So
No.
she ended up getting an inheritance.
You're kidding me.
That is amazing.
Because she'd put her name in the book.
That's right, exactly.
Incredible. Was it a good sum of money?
It was tens of thousands. It wasn't millions.
Oh,
but
my
it was,
God.
It was a bonus just for hanging
You
out.
take
at
it.
the
Do you know what? If you're unemployed, start rolling into funerals. Rock in, put your name, put your number,
Well, if you-
and maybe your bank account details.
If you work at a funeral home, I'd just be putting my name down all the
Yeah.
time.
On your lunch shift, just walk in and
Do
sit.
you know what? There would be so many of those funerals, Fiona, which is quite sad, where there would be, if you worked at a funeral home, there'd be no one there for the funeral.
Yeah,
Mate,
that's,
we had a family member who passed away, and the family didn't have a lot of money. He left the money to the church.
that's.
They're trying to put a meal on the table and pay for the kids' school fees.
Oh,
he left the
no.
money to the church.
Oh, no.
You work it out.
Oh, Sandra's,
What a dog.
Sandra's just given us a call from Girral. You know someone who won the lotto, Sandra?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Sandra.
I worked in a small shopping centre around 30 years ago, and this gentleman worked for a real estate agent. They were all very friendly, and they used to say, "Oh, if we win the lotto, we're all going to share it." Yes, everyone from the salesman down to the receptionist.
Yep.
This gentleman actually did win it, and this is going back nearly 30 years ago, and it was just under $2 million.
Yeah, massive.
So he wins it,
Yeah.
and he doesn't divide the money, but he does take them to the local black stump for lunch.
Black stuff.
And they
Two
do a
for
good,
one.
they do a good steak.
With your shopping.
And then everyone in the shopping centre knew this gentleman. I won't say his name, but in the end, he was vilified by everyone saying, "You said you were going to share it." He ended up leaving Sydney and moving to Melbourne.
Oh, God.
God, it's not worth it. It's just money.
Do you know what, though? I can understand where he's coming from. Because you know what? When you're getting along with everyone at work, you know you're not going to win the lotto.
Why did he tell anyone?
Well, but see, then...
Just, you've won it. Oh, God, I wish I'd picked up
But
a penny last night.
2 mil between, call it 15, 20
Yeah,
people, then you start to get a bit greedy,
it
don't
becomes
you?
pointless.
Yeah.
You know, I was joking, guys. I'll take you to... Hey, Black Stump's great. I've got 7 shopper dockets.
Well, I haven't won. I definitely haven't won, but let's all go out for
Oh,
lunch.
great story, Sandra. Let's go to Josh in Cronulla. You actually won the lotto yourself, Josh.
Hello, guys. How are you?
Josh, what a moment. Where were you and how did it play out?
Well, woke up, went to work, and then checked my emails, and then, pretty much fell out of the car.
How much did you win, Josh?
166,000.
Wow. Okay, so I mean that is unbelievable. That will change your life, Josh. But is it enough to share it with family and friends?
Oh, look, what I'm doing with it, I did a bit of renos on my place, and then now the rest of it's pretty much just saving it up for the kids to buy them cars.
Yeah,
good
good
work.
on you.
So, but Josh, the question I need to ask: Have you had any phone calls from family members saying when are you going to share it around?
No, none at all, actually.
That's good.
It's been quite good.
Hey,
It's good. So.
Josh, amazing that you just get an email. I thought you'd get a phone call.
No, not at all. I think it was only Division 2, so I think once you get a higher amount, they might call you, but no, it was just an email. So.
Dude.
160,000.
Has anyone's attitude around you changed at all, Josh?
The kids, they think the money grows on trees.
Yeah, right. Take them out of the backyard and show them it's not there, Josh. That's extraordinary.
Well, Fiona,
Exactly.
Fiona, Sandra, and Josh, you're in the running. You're up for another 10 grand, Josh.
Do you
Imagine
remember-
if it takes that on.
Do you remember the lady in Perth in the beautiful suburb of Cottesloe, and she had this phenomenal house? She was very old, and the next door neighbour used to come and prune the garden. And she ended up leaving the entire house to the gardener, the neighbour who came around just to prune and maintain it because she got too old to do it.
Acts of kindness.
Oh, my God. I need to go to more funerals and do a fair bit of pruning.
I'm going to start up my own Jim's mowing.
That's not bad.
Whatif.com is all about helping Aussies make the most out of every trip.
Book a hotel, flight, surfboard and snorkel all before you can say brekkie buffet.
Jump online or on the Whatif app and get started.
What if it's Aussie for travel? Said to me off air, you've got your favourite topic that you've always wanted to do on air. What are we doing?
No, it's. I was told to do this topic because I look after this topic. You would be going very hard on this.
No, I'm here to support, though, in every way possible.
Well, it's not a good time to get it because a bridesmaid has claimed that her bride-to-be and one of her best friends is very upset with her after she decided to get herself, the bridesmaid I'm talking about, a boob job before the wedding, and she was going to showcase it at the wedding.
Okay.
And you can understand that the bride-to-be is very upset.
Yeah.
The day's about me. I don't want anyone looking at your boobs.
Oh, my God, have a look at Sylvia.
What a weird thing
So
to do.
she got her boobs done around about 4 months out from the wedding.
Sure.
And she didn't tell the bridesmaid. And once they had settled down a little bit, she rang her, FaceTimed her friend and said, I am so excited that you get to see this, but everyone else will get to see it on the day of the wedding. But have a look at this. Showed her cleavage. She goes, how good are they? Then there was a pause, a few tears, and the bridesmaid hung up on her.
Oh, the bride hung up on it.
Yeah, the
That's
bride.
ridiculous. Like, they're just breasts.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
The husband-to-be later rang the bridesmaid, telling her now she's crying her eyes out because she thinks that you want to take away all the glory from her day.
I agree, though. You can't go and get a huge set of bolt-ons and then turn up to showcase at a wedding knowing that you're ready to display and you're proud of them and you're wrapped with your investment when it's about the bride. The bride is the 100% focus of the day.
Totally
Says
disagree.
if you had done
Totally.
yours at my wedding,
She did.
Thank
She
God you
did
waited.
them. She did them 4 months prior.
Yep.
That is a clear window.
Yep.
People will have seen them. It is no different to if a bridesmaid lost weight or put on weight. She is going to look different to how the bride knew her 4 months ago.
Different.
It's not her fault. It's
Different.
just different.
Like you said before, though, Sarah, a majority of women, and I love to hear from women, 13, 24, 10, if you've had the procedure, you wouldn't tell. It's not like you're going around telling everyone, I'm getting the job, I'm getting it done, make sure you tune in and see what they look like. You just wait for people's reactions, don't you?
But people do, and people often won't say anything, and it's just that you might have had a bit of a lift or a little bit. You've gone up a cup.
That's the thing. It depends exactly what you've had done and how different they look. I was at a lunch the other day, and I was sitting next to this girl, and we were talking about fake boobs, right? Getting your boobs done. And then I pointed at a girl across the table who was her best friend, and I said, and have a look at her. Don't they look fantastic? Assuming she hadn't had them done because they're not big in any way. And she said, can you tell? And I said, no, I was joking. Anyway, 5 minutes later, she turns to me and said, well, by the way, I've had mine done as well. But I just felt bad that I'd...
What lunch were you at?
Then she said, I thought I should just say so because I felt bad that I'd dobbed in my mate. But she said, I just got little fakies. You can't tell.
Oh,
There you
what
go.
a creep. He's just going
So
around
she's now
to
known as Lil
conventions.
Fakies.
Little fakey.
You're on a
Fakies.
sexpo again, are you, mate? Well, remember we used to get Finch in here regularly, Rachel Finch, and we didn't know. She revealed to us that she'd had hers done and didn't know. And she said, well, I don't really go around telling everyone, and you wouldn't. That's the thing.
No, because often they're in Finch's case, she's so slim, so she didn't naturally have the size there that she wanted, obviously, and she's gone and had them done. You didn't even notice.
There has to be an event, though, or something coming up where you go to yourself, right, this is the moment that I'm going to wear a low-cut top, and this is why I got the procedure, and I think everyone's going to notice that tonight is the night.
A head
would have to be.
A head could turn, a head or two, and maybe a couple of whispers.
Because, Sarah, if you're paying... How much is the procedure these days? 10 grand
10
or
to
something?
20.
I don't know. You're looking at me as though I don't need to.
Okay, you've got an invoice there.
Whipper's doing them for free.
Do you know what? I mean, we go to the story that I was talking about
Here we go.
Lil Fakey and the friend, there's absolutely no way you would have known.
Well, why not?
Like if it just...
what if you grew up with them and you knew that they weren't like that?
if I had $10 million to put on the fact that they were natural and not fake, I would have placed
Women's,
that bet.
you also, breasts you can put on weight.
kind of Oz Lotto, isn't it?
$30 million, I'll win it, and then I'll make a bet that they're not.
There's a telly
You
show.
wouldn't have. The point I'm making is you wouldn't have known.
Because
in
women's breasts
any
grow
way possible.
and shrink as well with fat.
But it's not like...
Kids, everything.
The only
Things
way
change.
you would know is if they're abnormal and they're massive. You
But
know what I
even
mean?
then, some people have very large breasts. But if they
What I'm talking
change-
about, let's go back
What
to
do you
this,
want, mate?
this
What
bridesmaid
do you
and the
need?
bride-to-be at a wedding. There's everybody there that you grew up with. There's family, everyone that knows you. You don't know these two girls that you were sitting at the lunch
Yeah,
with.
I know them.
Right,
Absolutely, but I
you
never
So
assumed.
you grew up with them.
No, I've known them for long enough, though.
No, but what I'm saying is that you would know if you went to high school with and then you saw 10 years later, you would know immediately if she's had a procedure
Just
done.
put it out there what you want, mate.
No, I'm just saying.
What's your phone topic?
The bride shouldn't have been upset, is the bottom line. Like, no one's looking at the bridesmaid if they're
Says,
respectful to the bride. And
If
who
she's
cares?
as flat as a tack and then rolls through the door at a wedding
But it doesn't
with
matter.
double Ds, I'm an angry bride.
You made her a bridesmaid. They were going to look at her anyway.
The husband to be had to make the phone call and say, now she's crying her eyes out. Look what you've done to
That
her.
is ridiculous.
But just quietly, can't wait to see you.
The Fitzy and Wippa podcast.
Love to know what you think, guys. Don't be shy. 13 24 10. Would you leave a review of an ex-partner? Like once the relationship's done and you've broken up, would you jump on a website and go, for any future interests or someone looking to take home and meet this man, I would recommend you stay clear because he does this.
But see,
Is that fair?
most relationships don't finish amicably.
Amicably?
Amicably.
You were so close.
Amicably.
Amicably.
They don't. So this is the thing. You're not going to write a positive one, are you? You're only going to write negative ones. So I suppose in a way, it's like going to. If you're going to go to a hotel, you don't go to TripAdvisor, do you? Because can you trust TripAdvisor?
Yeah, I think you can
The
trust
reviews
those.
you can't.
Oh, sometimes
Oh, yeah,
people
I
write
do.
nice reviews.
But a majority of isn't it a very competitive industry, and it's other
Yep,
hotels
yep.
writing negative views about other hotels?
No, it's not so much that. It's the people that have stayed there and they're saying, hey, great staff, value for money, really friendly. They do a good buffet. That's the kind of year you're reading on those websites.
But in this case, it would be different because think about it. Like, you look back over your relationships. Do you not feel as though you grew up as a person and I feel like I'm a better person in this relationship than I have my previous. So if they wrote criticisms and things, I'd be like, yeah, I know I wasn't my best, but I've worked hard and I am now.
Yeah. I mean, that's what this website is about. So you leave, you can even you leave reviews of lovers, and you can even search them by name.
Yeah,
to
it's a
see
bit
if they're on
unkind.
there.
No, this is
So,
dangerous.
and it's been tagged as the ex-boyfriend list. That's what they're calling it. The aim is to give women a space to not only vent about their feelings, but deter any unfortunate souls that might be scheduled for the next dating with, say, a serial womanizer.
See,
So one of them just quickly fits. This girl writes, he's my ex-boyfriend. He's a cheater. He will cheat on you. He's a habitual cheater. He's also, in my opinion, really bad in bed. Never had it so bad as when I was dating this guy. Just avoid dating him. He isn't worth your time. Trust me.
See,
That's one side of the story, and I'm sorry about that. It's not me.
We've all been in relationships before, right, where you don't feel, you just know, this isn't the person for me.
Yeah.
But then if you get along really well, how do you end that relationship? And it's always, we always laugh at it's not you, it's me. But that doesn't end well.
No, it's not me, it's you.
You can't actually be honest with a person and go, well, you know what, physically you're not my type, because that doesn't sound right to me, do you? So if you're in a relationship like that and you end it, and then that person goes on and reviews you on this website,
says you're a grub,
that means that your dating history's gone. People get to see that and you're done and dusted. It's TripAdvisor, mate. It's Rotten Tomatoes. That's what it is.
it's not fair. That's what it is. Says if you had to leave, like, would anybody in this room,
Yep.
you think about your exes, would anybody leave a positive review? I think I would.
I would, but that's over time. In that moment where you're likely to bother on that website, you're going to be really unkind.
Yeah, you're not going to the website to do a
10-year later appreciation
10 year
post.
later, Darren was sensational.
In hindsight,
So
I've
generous,
learned.
a wonderful kisser,
Yeah.
cracker in the sack, and does a great bacon and eggs in the morning.
I've matured now, and now that I look back, he was lovely.
I can see the
On
fault that I
reflection.
held in this.
Tom, I mean, if it was the other way round, you'd just jump on,
Here we go.
jump on the website and say we broke up because she shaved her head.
Yeah, I mean, that would be
That threw you, didn't it?
yeah, that'd be the outstanding thing. Lovely girl.
And
and very
she shaved her head.
polite. But when you did shave your head, and you didn't talk to me about it before.
It wasn't the hair, was it?
Yeah.
It was the
Yeah.
confusion around maybe what was
That's
going on
right.
for her in her life.
Yeah, and it wasn't for charity. It was her Britney moment, and I just didn't see it coming.
The best
Don't
thing
you go throw stones as well, Whitfley, because
best-
how many thumbs up do you reckon you would have got?
3 thumbs up, 5-star relationships.
One
Bloody
in particular.
break your thumb. I
Well,
reckon.
the weird thing was, Tom then flew a receptionist to New York.
This is not a sledging.
And I tell you what, that blow-up mattress
I
popped.
don't know if I can believe this website now. I'm back onto military men.
It flew out the window.
Let's go to Ned in Castle Hill. Ned, would you like to leave a review of your ex?
Oh, yeah, definitely I would. Like, it's something that people should know.
Yeah, positive or negative, Ned?
A bit of both. My ex, he would come across as a really nice person. Everyone get along really well with everyone.
Yeah.
But he's a cheater, and no one will pick up on that.
Yeah, Ned.
Okay.
But see, this is... How can you tell, though, out of spite, though? Someone might say that you're a cheater and you're not. You need actual proof. This is where it gets...
Did you have proof she was a cheater, Ned?
Yeah, well, she did confess out of guilt.
It wasn't with a friend, was it, Ned?
It was, actually.
Ned, I'm so
She went to
sorry.
a party. That's all right. Sometimes things happen.
Yeah.
She went to a party, and then she's like, oh, look, I was drunk, this and that. But I'm like, that's not really an excuse.
Yeah.
It's not.
She was off her, Ned.
You're not mates with that guy anymore, are you, Ned?
No,
Well
definitely
done.
not.
You deserve better than that, Ned. Teresa...
I feel sorry for Ned now.
So do I.
I've opened up a can of
Well, he
worms
could
here.
win $10,000 this afternoon. I'll
Or
tell
a
you what,
new
he'll
wife.
be making it rain at that house party next, I tell you. Teresa in Cabramatta, would you like to review your ex?
Oh, well, hi there. I would love to actually let you know that because he did so bad, I would have to write a book about it.
Oh, my God, more than just a blog.
Just go through a few of them, Teresa. What are some of the things that he did?
Well, lied and
Lied.
cheated for life.
For life? Like, how long are you calling life? 25 years? Like prison life?
He's still doing it.
Oh, you're not with him, though, Teresa, are you?
I'm not with him, and thank God for that. I
Yeah.
paid him out to get him out of the mortgage. And he is, he's just on his surface of enjoying his life.
How many stars out of 5 would you give him, Teresa, on the website?
On the website?
How many stars?
Zero.
Zero.
Oh, my God, that's not a thumbs
Teresa.
up, that's a thumbs down.
Teresa and Ned could get together.
Well, this is the thing. Anything could happen. Teresa,
She's in.
well, let's talk to Jenny first before we get Teresa and Ned to rip into it.
Jenny, would you review your ex-partner?
I would, only to forewarn future women that he just took too long to get ready and it used to drive me crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right.
See,
One of those ones.
Little things like that are good to know before you go into a relationship.
Is that part of why you broke up, Jenny?
No. But he was incredibly vain. He was incredibly good looking, I guess.
Why'd you break up?
But I just always knew he wasn't the one.
Yeah, well, if he's
It
so...
was a bit of fun.
If he's so vain and into himself, that would be tough.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with people who take pride in their appearance.
Sarah, I went out with a girl once. She took over 2 hours to get ready, and then she'd say, I'm ready to go, and I went, I'm not going anywhere. I'm here for the night.
If she
'Cause
had
you've
walked
wasted
out...
2 hours of my time.
If she'd walked out looking all over the shop, you would be the first to
Let's get back to Teresa and Ned. Teresa, you there? Can we get Teresa on?
Still here. Oh my God, the universe is looking over me.
Yes, it is. The gods of love are shining down. There's a big beating heart. And
Wow.
Ned is on the line as well with you, Teresa. Do you want to say hello to Ned?
I would say hello, but I'm not quite sure if I'm ready for any more than that.
Oh,
okay.
Ned, you there?
Hey, yes, I'm still here, yes.
Yeah. Tell us a bit about yourself, Ned. What do you do for work? How old you are? What are your hobbies?
I'm 30. I am a building manager, and I like to go out on the weekends, fishing, and go to the gym.
Oh, so you're ripped and you love the outdoors. Teresa, what about yourself? Can we ask how old you are?
Oh my God. I think he will be my beautiful son.
Oh, Teresa.
Teresa,
nothing wrong with a toy
sell yourself
boy.
short. No way, Teresa. Yeah.
I'm going through the 70s.
Oh,
that's fine.
That's all right.
There's nothing wrong with that. Ned, is there a question?
Absolutely nothing. I'm just looking at it as my beginning of my life to take, to be in control of my life now.
Yeah. Ned, would you like to ask Teresa a question before you guys meet up for a drink?
Well, I don't think I should because I don't think my missus will be happy with that.
Geez, you've dropped that late in the piece, Ned.
I'm currently writing a review on you, Ned.
The Fitzy and Wippa podcast.
Lights, camera, clarity.
Ooh, Sarah.
The top trending stories in entertainment this morning. Alec Baldwin and the Rust producers will continue filming from January next year after reaching a settlement.
Could you?
Yeah. Now, not only that, so they've reached a settlement with the family of the cinematographer Helena Hutchins, who obviously was tragically killed on set. Her husband is going to be an executive producer on the movie now.
What do you know, when there's a gun scene, wouldn't it just be weird to rock up to set knowing...
Do you know, there's a couple of things to it. I reckon if the movie was sort of a feature film, right, and it was a chance it would gross quite a lot of money, then maybe there was some sort of positive that could come from this because the money could go towards something and fund and support. But because it's an indie film, there's a great chance that people are going to see this film completed and it's absolute rubbish and people are going to go, someone died for that 2 hours of bullshit.
Well, Alec Baldwin's a great actor, but you're right. He's not exactly a draw card at the box office.
No, and it's not what this film's meant to be either.
No. Anyway, it would just feel a bit strange, like everyone back on set, back to work, we're going again.
I know. How do you enjoy a rap party?
Yeah.
How do you enjoy drinks on a Friday?
Yeah, the vibe on set would be terrible.
Really weird.
But look, I mean, obviously the husband's fine with it, or as much as you can be.
And he's the EP now.
Yeah, he's now an EP. So I don't know what that means in regards to his day-to-day involvement. Maybe it's just a credit. Maybe he gets a portion of the takings, as you say. I don't know. But that's, January. So a few months' time they'll be back on set. Kanye, this drama just keeps on coming. So now he's in a fight with Khloe Kardashian. So yesterday we heard about he wore the White Lives Matter T-shirt. Then Gigi Hadid called him a bully and a joke. He sat down with the Vogue editor whom he'd attacked on social media. They sat down together for a few hours and talked, and he posted saying, "We've talked, we're all okay, we understand each other, and just let us have our thing." But then he's started ripping into Kim Kardashian. Khloe's jumped online, which is unlike any of them, to speak out and just said, "Mate, cool your jets," and he's fired up again. So
did she actually write, "Hey mate, cool your jets"?
Cool your jets. That was so Aussie, wasn't it?
Headline: Hey mate, cool your jets.
Not bad name. Song, Sarah. Cool your jets.
I say that to the kids a lot at the moment. Just cool your jets, yeah?
Yeah, cool your jets. Put your head in.
I don't even know where I got it.
How much money do you have if you call them the jets?
Hey, let the engines rest.
It's that or Take a Beat. One of the shows I'm watching at the moment, everyone seems to say to each other, "Hey, take a beat." And then we'll come back and talk about it.
beat.
Take a beat.
Yeah, stop the clock.
Yeah, amazing. Anyway, so yeah, keep an eye on Kanye's Instagram for some entertainment.
Was it Chloe, did you say, that
Yes,
posted? Do you know what's interesting? When she starts her post, she's saying, stop using us as a distraction.
Yeah,
And
because he does.
Because he does. And what she's saying there is because he came out and now there's the controversy about the White Lives Matter topic.
He then spins it back.
spins it back to the Kardashians.
And says, you didn't let me see my kids. And Chloe's saying, actually, we did. You were told all this. This matter's been put to bed. Stop bringing it
So
up.
he uses that as a distraction from White Lives Matter.
Yeah, because he's dug himself a hole. There's a whole lot of celebrities who've just turned on him. Quite a few people were actually seen walking out of his fashion show when he started at wearing that top. And with all that explanation, they went, oh, do you know what?
Nothing to do with the models walking around in mud.
No, that was a bit weird too, wasn't it? Finally, guys, Margot Robbie's told this great story. So this was a story about when she was a kid. She had her very favourite babysitter, which I think everyone did when they were little. But one night, her mum, I don't know whether the babysitter was gone forever, but wasn't available that night. And so this older woman was brought in to babysit Margot, and she just wasn't having a bar of it.
In defiance, I was just not going to listen to anything this old mean lady babysitter had to say. She was like, go have your bath. And I was like, no. She was like, go take a bath. And I was like, I was like, yes, you are going to pay for this. In my head, I said that. And then I went and I took a giant kitchen knife and ketchup and I lay naked on the tiles outside the bathroom, covered myself in ketchup and put the knife next to me. And I lay there. I committed. I lay there for 40 minutes on these cold tiles. And I remember thinking, like, she has got to come check on me soon. It's very irresponsible, actually, for her not to come check soon. But eventually she did come, and I almost gave her a heart attack.
Good gear.
And that's where her acting career started, didn't it? Amazing.
Yeah, she's played a dead body in many scenes now.
That is Margot.
You don't suspect it from Margot Robbie.
No, love
Still,
that gear.
the story of her being a sandwich artist at Subway is still mine.
Where did she grow up, Margot?
Gold Coast.
Goldie, that's right,
Goldie
of course.
Man, imagine getting a
footlong from Margot.
No, well, we made a song, remember, Tommy,
Yeah.
about her favourite footlong.
Oh, yeah.
Was it
there was
the
a chicken teriyaki.
Yeah, chicken teriyaki.
Yeah, with the
Well
sweet
done.
onion.
Great memory, Tom.
Love chicken teriyaki.
Love that song.
You're listening to the Fitzy and Wippa podcast.
I can't believe this story that I found this morning, and it happened on September the 25th. And I thought, you know what? We could tell this story, or we could track down the man who was actually involved. And he found himself on the south coast. He was surfing, and all of a sudden, he didn't know it, but there was a big shark right in front of him. What happened next? We'll get him to tell us. Bill Ballard, welcome to the show, Bill.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Bill, this story is broken this morning. Obviously, the local people and your friends and family knew all about it, but it's the leading story on news services around Australia. Can you take us to the moment where you're paddling out and you realise there's a bit of wildlife around you?
Yeah, I originally just thought it was just a big pot of dolphins. Before then, kind of called my mum up to be like, hey, get down here. There's a huge pot of dolphins and I'm surfing by myself with them. See if you can get some footage.
Yeah.
So I was kind of looking back at her on the beach to be like, oh, you know, did you get a good shot of that? When she wasn't filming and staring at this small little gyro helicopter that was flying above.
So they're only tiny, aren't they, Bill? The gyro helicopters.
It's kind of like an oversized drone, I guess, that carries two people.
Yes.
But yeah, like, you know, still a pretty decent aircraft. It was making a lot of noise.
Yeah.
They were flying over the top of me and I was looking up at them for a second, but then I kind of got distracted by like some dolphins or some surf. So I wasn't really paying attention until I started to hear them get lower and lower. So I looked back up and that's when they were kind of hanging off the side of the aircraft screaming at me, shark, shark.
Oh, do you know how big it was, Bill?
No, I didn't have eyes on it at this point. I originally thought they must have been mistaking it for the dolphin.
Yep.
Well, then they started getting even lower, and I was like, oh, God, they must have pretty good eyes on this thing. So I started to paddle in towards the beach, and when I was on the wave, I just kind of heard the overpowering of the aircraft, and I turned to my side, and they were trying to make it back to the beach, but they'd lost too much altitude and just kind of smacked into the water.
Oh, so they crashed into the water. Jeez. So
yeah. The original kind of impact looked a little slow, but then it tipped to the side, and the big rotary blades on the top of the aircraft just went flying onto the beach. So.
Oh my God.
And are they all right?
It was. Yeah, both of them were okay. The woman was struggling to get out of her seatbelt. Lucky it was kind of just waist height water, so the aircraft didn't really sink. It just kind of sat there on its side.
Wow, but then they're freaking out because there's a shark around the area as well, Bill.
Yeah, well, that was the surreal thing, because when I got in and we were all running over to the crash site, and when they both got out of the plane, she ran up to me and she's like, "Are you okay? Are you okay? There was a shark so close to you, you have no idea." And I was like, "Are you okay? You've just been in a crash."
Oh, my God. It says here in the article too, Bill, she was saying it was the biggest shark she's ever seen and they've flown over the area for years.
Yeah.
20 feet long.
The pilot was a frequent flyer and whale watcher and stuff.
Oh, my God.
The woman in the back of the aircraft was just saying, like, it was going side to side and it was like twice to three times the size of your surfboard. And
jeez. So amazing that they've come down low to the water to alert you and also attempt to scare the shark off. But
put themselves at risk for sure.
Didn't they? And the next thing you know, you're safe back in the beach. The glider's gone down. Did part of you think, I suppose I better go in and help them? I mean, you kind of got to return the favour, don't you?
Oh, God, there was a lot of hugs, that's for sure.
Is there any vision of it, Bill? No, they didn't have any vision?
No, stupidly, my mum, who was on the beach filming me, put her phone in the pocket the second everything started to go kind of sideways. I've got footage on my phone of me running over to the crash site and some footage of the lady just being like, the shark was so big and it was so close to you and all this.
Oh, my God. Interesting.
Will it deter you now going back into the water, Bill, or you're fine with that?
No, I've been surfing all over last weekend and before that.
Do you know what I love about this story, though, Bill? I mean, obviously you will need to remain friends with the pilot and also the passenger from the aircraft, but the fact that you two can be having a beer somewhere in time and someone can come up and say, "Hey, how'd you guys meet?" And you can go back to the start of that story, Bill, which you now have forever.
Good origin story.
And you know what?
My God.
Over time, Bill, the shark will get even bigger. And have you got any scars on your body now, Bill, that you could say that the shark bit you? Or?
No, but a day or so after the thing, there was a dead dolphin on the beach which had a huge chunk out of it. So.
Right, and then the shark.
We don't know whether.
Yeah, the shark was coming back to get that. You reckon, Bill?
Oh, well, we don't know.
Yeah. So, Bill, you killed the dolphin, really. The shark was coming for you, mate. It was forced to eat something else. You're a dolphin murderer, but you survived, and so did the captain and the pilot. And the passenger. That's an extraordinary story.
Well done, Bill.
Thanks, guys.
And Bill, here's another thing. You got on Nova 969. That means you're in the running for $10,000. You could be getting a phone call this afternoon, Bill.
That'd be amazing.
Well done.
I'm in the market for a new yacht. So.
There it is.
Good on you, Bill. Thanks for sharing the story, buddy. Glad you're okay.
Cheers, guys.
The Fitzy and Wippa Show is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.